Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of my tutorial video channel. This episode is on net present value or NPV method of capital budgeting. This is part 4 of capital budgeting. In part 1, I have discussed what is capital budgeting, what are the significance and importance of capital budgeting, and in part 2 and in part 3, I have discussed the payback period method and accounting rate of return or ARR method respectively. Now, in this episode, I will confine my discussion on net present value or NPV method of capital budgeting or project evaluation. Now, capital budgeting can be done broadly in two methods. One is non-discounted cash flow method and the other is discounted cash flow method. So, capital budgeting methods, we have broadly two categories. One is non-discounted cash flow and the other is discounted cash flow. Okay. The methods of capital budgeting can be broadly classified into two categories. One is non-discounted cash flow method and the other is discounted cash flow method. Under non-discounted cash flow method, we have PVP, that is payback period, and ARR, that is accounting rate of return. And under discounted cash flow method, we have three techniques. One is NPV or net present value method. The second one is IRR, that is internal rate of return, and the third one is PI, profitability index. So these two I have already discussed in my earlier videos, PVP and ARR. Now in this video I shall discuss what is NPV, how the formula of NPV is computed, what are the advantages and limitations of NPV, and finally I will solve one numerical problem that is written over here. Okay, and IRR and PI will be taken care of in other videos. So in this video I shall discuss net present value method of capital budgeting, and net present value method falls under discounted cash flow category. Okay. Yeah. Net present value or NPV method is known as classical economic model of project evaluation or capital budgeting. Why this is so called? This is so called because it considers the time value of money. That is, the value of 1 rupee tomorrow is different from the value of 1 rupee today. Secondly, it recognizes that the values of future cash flows, whether in or out, are different. So they are not comparable. So in order to make them comparable, it is necessary that they brought into a level ground which is called present value. So all cash flows, whether out or in, are converted into present value by applying the appropriate discounting rate. The discounting rate depends upon the cost of capital, that is weighted average cost of capital or WACC of the firm, which is the minimum rate of return required, that is the rate from the next best alternative investment with equivalent risks. Correct? Now, the beauty of this method is that it also recognizes the fact that the benefit derived from a project has two aspects. One is quantitative aspect, that is the cash flows, and the other is qualitative aspect, that is the present value of the cash flows. Right? So all cash inflows are converted into present value and they are added to find out the present value of cash inflows, and all cash outflows are similarly converted into present value by applying a discounting rate, and that is called the present value of cash outflows. From the sum of present value of cash inflows, the sum of present value of cash outflows is deducted and the result is net present value. Correct? So, sum of present value of cash inflows minus sum of present value of cash outflows is equal to NPV. Right? Sum of present value of cash inflows minus sum of present value of cash outflows is the net present value. Now, I will discuss how the formula of present value NPV can be derived at. Suppose cash inflows year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year n. Say this is C1, this is C2, this is C3, this is C4, and in this way this is Cn. Correct? The cost of capital, that is the weighted average cost of capital, WACC, that includes both cost of equity and cost of debt, is equal to K. Cost of capital is K. Then the present value of C1, that is the cash inflow in year 1, at the end of year 1. Remember, cash outflow starts at the beginning of year 1, but cash inflows take place at the end of each year or each period. So present value will be C1 divided by 1 plus K to the power 1. This will be the present value of C1, that is the cash flow after the end of first year. Similarly, the present value of C2, that is the present value of cash inflow after the end of year 2, will be C2 divided by 1 plus K to the power 2. This will be C3 divided by 1 plus K to the power 3. This will be C4 divided by 1 plus K to the power 4, and this way this will be Cn divided by 1 plus K to the power n. Right? So if we add up, this will be like this: C1 divided by 1 plus K to the power 1 plus C2 divided by 1 plus K to the power 2 plus C3 divided by 1 plus K to the power 3 plus Cn divided by 1 plus K to the power n. This is the sum of future cash inflows, right? That will be C1 by 1 plus K to the power 1 when C1 is the cash inflow in year 1, C2 divided by 1 plus K to the power 2, C2 is the cash inflow in year 2, that is at the end of year 2, after end of year 2, C3 becomes C3 by 1 plus K to the power 4 to the power 3. In this way, the cash inflow in the nth year is Cn, so present value will be Cn divided by 1 plus K to the power n. So if we add up all these things, we get sum of future cash inflows sum of present value of future cash inflows. Okay, this is the present value of cash inflow in year 1. This is the present value of cash inflow in year 2. This is the present value of cash inflow in year 3. In this way, this is the present value of cash inflow in year n. Correct? Therefore, the formula becomes sigma Ct, C sub t divided by 1 plus k to the power t when t equals to 1 to n. This is the sum of present values of all the future cash inflows. Now the cash outflow may take place only once, that is the firm has invested only once, that is the firm has invested the initial cash outlay and no further investment is made, or it may so happen that the firm has to make additional investments either in the form of working capital or for upgrading or updating the technology. In that case, there will be number of cash outflows. If cash outflow happens only once, let it be CO, that is cash outflow, then NPV is equal to sigma Ct divided by 1 plus k to the power t equals to 1 to n minus CO. Correct? And if the cash outflows happen many times, then the present value of the cash outflows will be present value of cash outflows will be in year 0, that is at the beginning of the year. C0 divided by 1 plus k to the power 0, something to the power 0 is 1, so C0 divided by 1 is C0, plus C1 divided by 1 plus k to the power 1, that is cash outflow at the end of first year, plus C2 divided by 1 plus k to the power 2, that is the present value of the cash outflow after the end of second year. In this way, Cn divided by 1 plus k to the power n. Correct? Here cash outflows happen many times, not once as we considered here. So this will be equal to Ct, Cot, this will be CO, this will be CO1, this will be CO2, and this will be CON. CO by 1 plus k to the power 1, CO1, CO sub 1 divided by 1 plus k to the power 1. Here CO divided by 1 plus k to the power 0. Here it is CO1 divided CO sub 1 divided by 1 plus k to the power 1 plus CO sub 2 divided by 1 plus k to the power 2 plus in this way CO sub n divided by 1 plus k to the power n. So the sum becomes sigma CO sub t divided by 1 plus k to the power t when t equals to 1 to n. So when there are cash outflows in a number of years, then the present value of the cash outflows will be equal to summation of CO sub t divided by 1 plus k to the power t when t is 1 to n. So when for multiple cash outflows, that is cash outflows are taking place in a number of years, then NPV is equal to sigma Ct divided by 1 plus k to the power t equals to 1 to n minus summation of Co sub t divided by 1 plus k to the power t equals to 1 to n. This is the formula of net present value, right? Now, what is the criteria of choosing a project under net present value? If the net present value is positive, that is greater than 0, then the project should be considered, accepted. If the net present value is 0, then the project may be accepted or may not be accepted, depending upon the situation. That is, the firm might be in the position to replace the old machineries. The firm has no other way other than replacing the old machineries. So firm has to replace it even if the NPV is 0. In that case, the firm has to accept the project even if NPV is 0. Or in order to remain competitive or sustain in the market, the firm has to see some business opportunity, and NPV of that business opportunity of that project may be 0, but the firm has to accept it in order to sustain and remain competitive in the market. So even if NPV is 0, in some cases the project will be accepted, and if NPV is less than 0, then the project should not be accepted, that is, the project should be rejected. Now, what is the meaning of NPV being greater than 0, equal to 0, or less than 0? When NPV is positive, that is greater than 0, it means it is positively contributing towards the firm's value, that is the value for the shareholders. If NPV is 0, that means the project is neither increasing nor decreasing the firm's value, that is the value for the shareholders. And if NPV is negative, this means the project is reducing the firm's value, that is the value for the shareholders. So projects with negative NPV will never be accepted. Correct? Now, like any other methods or models, NPV has certain advantages and limitations. First, we know what are the advantages. Number one, it considers the time value of money, which is very important in finance. Number two, the profitability of the whole project life is considered. Number three, NPV enhances the firm's value, that is value for the shareholders. And what are the limitations? Number one, it is very difficult to determine correctly the cost of capital, that is the weighted average cost of capital of the firm. It is very difficult to determine. Secondly, since risks and uncertainties are embedded in future, so predicting the future cash inflows correctly is very difficult. And number three, when two projects have same NPV, same cash outflow, but have dissimilar cash inflows, in that case it will be very difficult to select one project by applying NPV. So those are the advantages of NPV and these are the disadvantages or limitations of NPV. Correct? Now, when you are going to solve these problems, to find out these values, you have to go through a long drawn process. That is, you have to apply logarithm, then anti-log, then find out the log values from the log table, etc., etc. So that is a very long drawn process. You can directly multiply the cash flows by the relevant present value factor, PV factor. PV factor is present value table is easily available. Even in the examination hall, you will be provided with one on request. So directly multiply the cash flows, either inflow or outflow, by the present value, and the present value factor, that is the value of 1 rupee today, that is the present value table, and we have to select the discounting factor, that is the present value factor, according to the rate of interest. If rate of interest is 10%, then there will be a set of present values for a number of years. If the cost of capital is more, say 12%, 13%, 14%, 15%, whatever it may be, there will be different sets of present values for different years. Correct? So we have to select the correct present value factor from the present value table according to the cost of capital as given in the question. Moreover, in many cases, the present values are provided in the question paper itself. With the sum, the present values will be provided as provided here. Correct? So we have discussed what is net present value, how you can compute the net present value, or how you can compute the present value of cash inflows, how you can compute the present values of cash outflows, and ultimately how you can find out the net present value, and what are the criteria of choosing a project according to this method. And I have also discussed the advantages and limitations of net present value method. Now I shall solve one numerical problem that is written over here. And before starting solving that problem, I have to erase this part of the whiteboard because I have to proceed and I don't have much place to solve the problem. So I take liberty to erase this part. Okay? Yeah. I am erasing this part so that I can go on solving the problem. Yeah. So it is given that the cost of the project is 10,000, cost of capital is 10%, life of the project is 5 years, and the net cash flow, NCF means net cash flow, in year 1 is 4,000, year 2 is 3,000, year 3 is 4,000, year 4 is 2,000, and in year 5 it is 3,000. And these are the present value factors. If you go through the formula, then the PV of cash inflows will be like this: 4,000 divided by 1 plus, what is the cost of capital? 10%. 1 plus 0.10 to the power 1 plus 3,000 divided by 1 plus 0.10 to the power 2, in this way. Now this means 4,000 into 1 by 1 plus 0.10 to the power 1, and this is 3,000 into 1 by 1 plus 0.10 to the power 2, and so on. And these are the PV factors. The value of 1 by 1 plus 0.10 to the power 1 is 0.909. The value of 1 by 1 plus 0.10 to the power 2 is 0.826, and so on. So these values will be given to you either in the present value table, which is available in the examination hall with the invigilator. You can get one on request, and also it is easily available in the Google. You can search Google and you will find a lot of present value tables, or in the sum itself the present values will be provided to you. You don't have to worry about it. So here it is given. Now I will go to solve the problem. computation of NPV year 1, here this is net cash flow, this is PV factor, and here this is PV value, present value, PV of cash inflow, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 and year 5. Net cash flows are given as 4,000, 3,000, again 4,000, then 2,000 and finally 3,000. Now you put the PV factors directly here. So this is 0.909, this is 0.826, this is 0.751, this is 0.683 and this is 0.621. Now multiply 4,000 into 0.909, what it comes to? 4,000 into 0.909, this gives us 3636. This means the present value of 4,000 after 1 year is 3636. Then multiply 3,000 by 0.826, 3,000 into 0.826, this gives us 2478. 2478. This means the present value of 3,000 after second year is 2478. Then come to year 3, that is 4,000 into 0.751. This gives us 4,000 into 0.751. This gives us 3004. That is the present value of 4,000 after third year is 3004. Now come to year 4, that is 2,000 multiplied by 0.683, and this comes to 1366. And in year 5 it is 3,000. So multiply 3,000 by into 0.621. This gives us 1863. Right? So present values of all the future cash inflows have been calculated here. Now we have to add this. So total PV of cash inflows, we have to add this. Let's see what it comes to. 160 plus 1366 plus 3004 plus 2478 plus 3636 equals to 12347. 12347. So this is the sum of the present value of all the future cash inflows of the firm. That is the present value of all the cash inflows provided by the project. From here we should deduct the cash outflow, initial cash outflow, which is given 10,000 minus total cash we should write the present value minus PV of cash outflows that is 10,000, because that has been incurred at the beginning of year 0, beginning of first year, that is at year 0. So that is C0 divided by 1 plus K to the power 0 equal to C0 by something to the power 0 is 1. So that is C0. That means 10,000. Okay. So the NPV is 2347. This is the NPV. The net present value of the project is 2347. Now 2347 is positive, greater than 0. Not only it is greater than 0, it is much more than 0. That means, first of all, the project should be accepted. Why? Because the present value is positively contributing towards the firm's value or to the value for the shareholders by this amount. So value of the firm is increasing by this amount, or value for the shareholders is increasing by this amount, 2347. Hence the project should be accepted. Correct? So this is how you could solve numerical problems on capital budgeting. Here cash outflows have taken place only once. In the sum, you may find out many times cash outflows are happening, say year 1, year 2, then again in year 4. In which year it does not matter, but the way I have already discussed, that is C0 divided by 1 plus K to the power 0 plus C1 divided by 1 plus K to the power 1 plus C2 divided by 1 plus K to the power 2. In this way, Cn divided by 1 plus K to the power A. Okay, the process is same. Correct? So in this video, I have discussed the net present value method of capital budgeting, which falls in discounted cash flow method of capital budgeting, and it is called classical economic model of project evaluation because it takes into account the time value of money and it considers the fact that benefits derived from a project has two aspects. One is quantitative aspect and the other is qualitative aspect. Cash flows, whether outflows or inflows, are quantitative aspects and cash inflows are qualitative aspect. Correct? And the qualitative aspect is given importance under net present value method. Correct? And we have also discussed how you can derive the formula of NPV and how you can put the values of bill factors directly to find out the present value of the future cash flows, whether inflow or outflow. Correct? And I have already solved one numerical problem here. Maybe in the next video on capital budgeting on NPV, I shall discuss more complex numerical problems where there will be number of cash outflows, where there will be salvage value of the machine, there will be a certain depreciation date when the depreciation should be added back to find out the net cash flow. So these things will be taken care of in another video. Okay. So this is enough for this video. I believe you have understood what I have discussed well. Still, should you have any doubt in your mind, if you have any query, if you think any particular point needs further clarification or explanation, please feel comfortable to let me know through the comment section. I shall be more than glad to respond to your all relevant queries and doubts. If you think the video is beneficial for you, I will request you to share the video with your friends, sisters, brothers, so that they can also get benefit by watching this video. And finally, thank you very much for watching this video. Stay well and goodbye.